Hi guys, today we are gonna talk about the Pinhead Hellraiser. So, in this video, I am gonna read for you his backstory. Oh, and by the way, this is on the Wikipedia page, so I'm gonna leave it in the description down below if you wanna read it for yourself. But now, let's get started. Pinhead, lead Cenobite, or the Hell Priest, is the main protagonist of the Hellraiser franchise, first appearing as an unnamed figure in the 1986 Clive Barker novella The Hellbound Heart. When Clive Barker adapted the novella into the 1987 film Hellraiser, he referred to the character in early drafts as the priest, but the final film gave no name. The production and makeup crew nicknamed the character Pinhead, and fans accepted the sobriquet, which was then used in press materials, in media, and on screen in some of the sequel films. Although Clive Barker himself despises the nickname in the 2011 comic book series Hellraiser published by Boom Studios, Barker refers to the character as the priest in that comic book series and the subsequent series Hellraiser The Dark Watch. Cenobites referred to him as holding the title of the Hell Priest or the Pontifex, making him Hell's Pope nearly 30 years after the Hellbound Heart was published. Barker's 2015 novel The Scarlet Gospels cements the character's official title and rank is the Hell Priest, and that he hates the nickname Pinhead. In a later novella, Hellraiser the Toll, which acts as a bridge between the Hellbound Heart and the Scarlet Gospels, it is said that the character is also known to some as the Cold Man. So, and here we have some screenshot about the Hellraiser character. So here we have the Pinhead. Pinhead is one of the leaders of the Cenobites, said to be humans who were later transformed into demonic creatures blindly devoted to the practice of experimental sadomasochism. They exist in an extra-dimensional realm that is hell, or one of many versions of hell that coexist. Cenobites are usually only summoned to Earth through puzzle boxes, such as one called the Lemarchand configuration, known as the Lament configuration in the movies. The film series reveals Pinhead was once British soldier Captain Elliot Spencer, who became disillusioned with life and humanity during his experiences during World War I, leading him to summon the Cenobites and join their ranks. Barker's Boom Studios Comics imply that Spencer was not the first Hell Priest or Pontifex and indicate that others will be recruited to fill the role of if he ever leaves or is destroyed. Barker's novel The Scarlet Gospels indicate there is debate on whether there has always been one Hell Priest existing for many millennia ago, or if the title and nature of the Hell Priest has been adopted by many different humans turned Cenobite across the centuries. The Hell Priest's nature and the motivations of the Cenobites were varied depending on the story. The character's appearance in 1987's Hellraiser marked a significant departure from the standard 1980s depiction of horror film villains who tended to either be completely mute or provide glib commentary while killing their victims. Instead, Pinhead was depicted as articulate and intelligent, speaking only when he deemed necessary, capable of great evil, but also bound by a personal code of honor, such as sparing the life of a young girl who summons him to Earth in Hellbound Hellraiser 2 because he realizes she acted as the spawn of another person. Barker drew influence from classical cinematic depictions of Count Dracula, in particular as portrayed by Christopher Lee. And we have also some other infos about the Pinhead. So I'm gonna read for you the development, and also I think we still have some time left. So I'm gonna read it for you quickly, the development. So now um let's just press on it and let's get started. So according to Clive Barker and Doug Bradley, the earliest incarnation of Pinhead appeared in Hunters in the Snow, an original 1973 play with Doug Bradley in the role of the Dutchman, an undead inquisitor and torturer, a later film titled The Forbidden, which was shot in 16mm and in black and white, included a prop in the form of a wooden block with six nails in it, which gave distorted shadow formations under different lighting angles. Years later, during the scripting of Hellraiser, the same design was applied to Pinhead's face to give the same effect. After being disappointed with the way his material had been treated by producers in Underworld, which included a scene in which needles burst out of a character's skull, Barker wrote the novella The Hellbound Heart 1986. As his first step in directing a film by himself, introducing the Cenobites, whom he also referred to as sadomasochists from hell. The following year, Barker adapted the novella into the first Hellraiser film, introducing the Cenobites to a wider audience. A Cenobite from the novella, described as having his head decorated by a gridwork pattern and javeled pins, was depicted in the movie as having a similar appearance involving iron nails and operating as as the apparent leader of his order of demons. The film credits him as lead Cenobite, but the makeup crew and production team referred to him as Pinhead, a name that was learned of and adopted by fans. The character is glibly referred to by the name Pinhead on screen for the first time in Hellraiser 3. The Pinhead name was used in press materials for the films and the various films to follow, as well as tie-in comic books published by Marvel Comics, including a crossover comic with Marshall Law and a mini series entitled Pinhead. Clive Barker did not care for the nickname, believing it did not suit the dignity of the villain. During filming of the first Hellraiser movie, actor Doug Bradley discussed the character with Clive Barker. Both agreed, as the novella indicated, that Pinhead was once human, that when he had lived and died was undecided. Bradley later concluded that while the Cenobites have been active for centuries, Pinhead was originally a person belonging to the 20th century, selling Fangoria. To me, Pinhead is the chief Cenobite of this 20th century. This idea was expanded on in the second Hellraiser movie, when the movie incarnation of Pinhead was said to have originally lived as World War One officer named Elliot Spencer. In comics published by Marvel during the 1990s, Barker plotted and oversaw many stories that followed the canon of the Hellraiser movies, starting with the comic series Hellraiser and later including the spin-off titles Pinhead and the Harrowverse. In Barker's later prose work, the Pinhead character did not appear again for some time, but the Cenobites were occasionally referenced as the Surgeons or the Order of the Gash. In 2011, a new Hellraiser comic book series was published by Boom Studios, plotted by Clive Barker, who co-wrote it with various authors. Within the series, only humans referred to the lead Cenobite by the nickname Pinhead, while other Cenobites referred to him as the Priest or the Hell Priest, describing him as Hell's closest approximation to the Pope. It is also indicated that this title and position is assumed by different Cenobites over the millennia, because there must always be a hell priest or priestess. In the follow up 2013 comic book series Hellraiser The Dark Watch, the title Pontifex is also used to describe the rank of the hell priest or priestess. The same series confirms that there are different versions of hell coexisting, each ruled by a different leader, and that Leviathan and the Cenobites specifically target souls whose major sins involve the pursuit of pleasure, whereas other realms target different motivations. For example, the hell dimension ruled by Abaddon harvests souls who were motivated by fury to sin. Barker promised to give the character an official name in the Scarlet Gospels. In that novel, published in 2015, the character was given the official title and rank of the Hell Priest. The narration stated the Hell Priest hates when humans referred to him by the nickname Pinhead, rather than say for sure that the prose version of the Hell Priest is also Elliot Spencer. The Scarlet Gospels indicates that there is debate among characters on whether the Hell Priest has been the same person, Cenobite, for many centuries, possibly thousands of years, or if there have been several to hold that rank and assume that appearance, and the current one only died and became a Cenobite during the 20th century, the book states that there is evidence to support both ideas. However, after he is turned, he becomes very frank and informative to his victims than ever. Okay, and now let's just read uh, the last one, and that is gonna be the appearances. The novella The Hellbound Heart introduces the Cenobites as other dimensional beings, priest like figures known as the Order of the Gash, summoned via puzzle boxes by people who wish to explore the limits of physical experience. The Cenobites have pushed their self experimentation to such a degree that they appear inhuman, demonic, and sexless. They are immortal creatures, seeing no real difference between pain and pleasure, prizing and hoarding the human souls they harvest. Their home dimension is vaguely implied to either be hell or one of many dimensional realms that might be hell or serve as the inspiration for stories of hell. The protagonist Kirsty also wonders if other puzzle boxes might open doorways to heavenly dimensions. The Cenobites in the Hellbound Heart are unnamed except for the one who appears to be a leader and is called the Engineer. One of the Cenobites is described as having jeweled pins and a grid pattern decorating his head. Its voice, unlike that of its companion, was light and breathy, the voice of an excited girl. Every inch of its head had been tattooed with an intricate grid, and at every intersection of horizontal and vertical axis, a jeweled pin driven through the bone. Its tongue was similarly decorated. The Hellbound Heart, Clive Barker. The prose incarnation of the character next appears in Barker's The Scarlet Gospels 2015, now depicted not only as Cenobite but also a leading figure of hell. The narration says the jeweled pins in his head have blackened over the years, now resembling iron nails, giving him an appearance now more in line with the film franchise. The character is known as the Hell Priest in the novel, not a true name but an official title marking him as a powerful and high ranking authority in hell. The novel mentions that some humans do refer to the Hell Priest as Pinhead, but that doing so in the demon's presence is to risk his anger. The same novel indicates there is debate among Earth's magicians as to whether this is the same hell priest who has existed for thousands of years, or if he is a man who became a Cenobite during the 20th century and is simply the latest of many to have Pinhead's appearance, power, and rank. In 1998, Clive Barker stated that the novel would mark the death of Pinhead, and he hoped it would be definitive. One of the things I'm trying to do in the story with the Amour and Pinhead is I actually want to kind of make Pinhead feel fucked. I want people to make fools of him as he breathes his last and with no hope of resurrection. No sequels, I swear. The way he's going, I have plotted this, the way he's going is so complete that the most optimistic film producer in Hollywood could never dream of resurrecting him. So I'm going to off him, and I want the audience to say good. Clive Barker on The Good, the Bad, and the Light in the Dark by Phil Stokes at the Brighton Salk at Everyman Theatre, Liverpool, 11 November 1998. The Scarlet Gospels novel established that Lucifer, the biblical devil who rules hell, abandoned his dominion some time ago. A thriving society of demons rise in his absence, with the Hell Priest becoming a powerful figure, eventually deciding to conquer the realm for himself. The Hell Priest spends years secretly killing off rivals in Hell, as well as many magic users on Earth, securing their sources of magical knowledge and power after attempting and failing to kill occult detective Harry D. Amour. The Hell Priest decides the detective will witness and chronicle his rise to power. He kidnaps the Amour's friend, a blind medium named Norma Payne, as a hostage. The Hell Priest journeys to forbidden part of Hell, where Lucifer is said to reside, hoping to gain enlightenment from their encounter. Instead, he finds an armored Lucifer in a crypt that by his own hand. The Hell Priest dons Lucifer's armor, increasing his own power but inadvertently resurrecting the devil in the process. Lucifer mortally wounds the Hell Priest, who then rapes Norma Payne to death and blinds Harry before dying. The battle concluded, the devil journeys to Earth. All of Hell is then destroyed by an unseen force, including the Hell Priest's remains. The 2018 novella Hellraiser The Toll, plotted by Barker and written by his assistant Mark Allen Miller, bridges the gap between the Hellbound Heart and the Scarlet Gospels. In the novella, the Hell Priest is also known as the Cold Man. Captain Elliot Spencer Pinhead's human incarnation from the film franchise has a cameo appearance in the novel The Bloody Red Baron by Kim Newman, in which he is working as an agent of the Diogenes Club, suffering from shell shock. Spencer is discharged from the army after hammering nails into his own skull. In his introduction to Newman's collection, The Original Doctor Shade and Other Stories, author Neil Gaiman claims Kim Newman was part of a group of friends who inspired the depiction of the Cenobites. Okay, so I think this would be too much to read for you guys. So I hope that you understood the story so far. I mean the backstory about the Pinhead. Hellraiser remake. So yeah, basically you have a bunch of infos on this Wikipedia page. You can find the infos on this page. So if you are gonna be interested um, about his backstory, then you can read it for yourself. Everything. because I am not gonna read it for you the entire story of Pinhead because it would be too much. But now let's move on to his backstory also in Dead by Daylight Mobile. So we see each other there. Okay, so now that I am finally in Dead by Daylight Mobile, now I'm gonna read for you his backstory also in the game. So if I click here on this icon, then here I have some more infos about this killer, all the way here. So if I just scroll a little bit down, here is some info uh, about him. So now I'm gonna read it for you, this backstory as well, because I believe this is also a backstory about the Cenobite. So let's begin. A demon, to some an angel, to others. Pinhead is an explorer in the further regions of experience, indulging in the limitless thrill of pleasure and pain. When the puzzle box known as the Lament configuration keys another dimension was found in the entity's realm, it was only a matter of time before it fell into curious hands. Once opened, he arrived. What came next was sweet suffering that spilled over the realm. So yeah, and basically that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this backstory video about the Cenobite. If so, then support me with a like, share, and also don't forget about to subscribe on my channel. As always, I would appreciate it. And I am out. Peace.